Shanti, everyone. Hello, Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening again. We also have Miraben with us now. So I welcome everyone for this evening's special sharing of learning and inspiration from Mama, from Miraben. So I welcome Miraben. Miraben, we have announced about you and we have given you introduction. So I offer these colorful flowers. Please accept these flowers. Thank you so much, Miraben. And we really appreciate your time and we are very happy to have you here with us this evening in Dallas. And I'm sure others are also listening from different places. But first of all, Miraben, we will play a very small video of Mama. And then Sister Jyoti will give you a brief introduction because whole Brahmin family know Miraben very well, but she will just give brief introduction. And then Miraben, you can start and you can end with meditation commentary. So thank you everyone, good evening. And now we will start our program. Om Shanti. Now we'll play very nice song, devotional song for Mama.
श्वेतवस्त्रधारिणी श्वेतपद्मासिनी श्वेतहंसवाहिनी ज्ञानवीणावादिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी प्रभुप्रेमरागिणी शिवप्रतिध्वनि ज्ञानामृतवाणी तू ही मेरी प्यारी मम्मा, तू ही जगत की है अम्बा, तू ही ज्ञान की गंगा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा। परमात्मा ज्ञानी परम बुद्धिमानी शिव शक्ति अग्रणी अव्यक्तारोहिणी शिव मन मोहिनी ईशरुद्वासिनी प्रभु प्रेम दीवानी रूहानी प्रेम कहानी।
तू ही मेरी प्यारी मम्मा, तू ही जगत की है अम्बा, तू ही योग की है महिमा, तू ही मेरी जगत की है अम्बा, तू ही ज्ञान चंद्रमा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा।
ब्रह्मकुल स्वामिनी आत्माभिमानी सर्वशक्ति संवर्धिनी योग इंद्रायणी दिव्य गुणधारिणी सदा श्रेष्ठाचारिणी समान कथनी करणी ईश्वरा मानिनी।
तू ही मेरी प्यारी मम्मा, तू ही जगत की है अम्बा, तू ही ब्रह्मा कुल की गरिमा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा।
महादानी वरदानी पुण्यफलदायिनी विश्वकल्याणी जगत जननी ब्रह्मचारिणी सर्वस्वत्यागिनी बेहद सन्यासिनी योग तपस्विनी।
तू ही मेरी प्यारी मम्मा, तू ही जगत की है अम्बा, तू ही कामधेनु माँ, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा।
आदिशक्ति तरंगिनी परम वीरांगिनी शिवशक्ति शेरनी विषयासुरमर्दिनी पतित पावनी पापदाहिनी दुःखदर्द निवारिणी दुर्गुणहारिणी।
तू ही मेरी प्यारी मम्मा, तू ही जगत की है अम्बा, आदि शक्ति तू अचंबा, तू ही मेरी मीठी मम्मा।
Good evening, everyone, and good morning to Sister Meera. A very warm welcome. Sister Meera joined the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University at its Mysore branch, which is located in Karnataka, in 1968, after completing her Bachelor's of Science degree at Mysore University. Since then, she has been holding various positions in the branches of Brahma Kumaris worldwide. At present, she is the director of centers in Brahma Kumaris Malaysia, including Asia Retreat Center, which is located in Malaysia. During 1986, she toured extensively in more than 15 countries, promoting the International Year of Peace Project, the Million Minutes of Peace Appeal, and participated in the international finale held in New York. Together with the normal teaching experiences, Sister Meera is a much sought after speaker on a variety of topics. Her talks have taken place in government departments, schools, prisons, Lions Club, women's organization, universities, management training institutes, and numerous international forums and community associations. She has also participated in several radio and television programs and has spoken at many conferences worldwide. Sister Meera was actively involved in the international project called Global Cooperation for a Better World, which was a peace messenger initiative dedicated to the United Nations and was an international project coordinated by the Brahmakumaris worldwide. She conducts various retreats and courses for different levels of professionals at Asia Retreat Center located in Malaysia. With that being said, I hand over the stage to Sister Meera. Sister Meera, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace to everyone. Very good morning from Malaysia and good evening to all of you in America. It's really a great honor for me to share what inspirations and lessons that I have learned from the life of Jagadamba Saraswati, Mateshwari, one of the administrative heads of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University. This month of June every year marks a very important month for the Brahma Kumaris around the world, because on the 24th of June, our administrative head, Mateshwari Saraswati, attained her stage of perfection. And so today we cherish her memories and try to practice some of the teachings she has given and inspirations in our life. Whenever I think about Mama, the first thing that comes to my mind is, when she came to Baba, when she came to the Brahma Kumaris University, she was only 18 years old. She was a Kumari, and very often Baba says that, she came from a middle class family. She did not bring a lot of wealth or any kind of things when she came, as Baba did when he belonged to Baba. He surrendered himself. But Mama's personality, she has some charismatic personality that made people surrender their life to Baba as soon as she heard her. She had some godly touch in her words that came from the beginning when she came to Baba. When she came to Baba on the first day, there was Om chanting going on, and Mama heard this Om chanting, and Mama was able to experience something unique, and that made her to disappear all other worldly worries or sorrows in life. So Mama, of course, was multi-talented. She was known as Radhe in her Laukik life, and she could play sitar, and she was very multi-talented. So next day, the second day she came to Baba, she came with a song expressing her experiences. From the first day when Baba saw her, somehow Brahma Baba had this thought that this is the one who is going to be the Yajna mother, who is going to look after all the sisters. At the same time, Brahma Baba's Laukik wife, Jasoda Mata, also had a vision. She is going to be the future Lakshmi. So somehow she had that charismatic personality from the beginning that gave her the responsibility to look after the Yajna as a mother. One thing I always remember from Mama's personality is her obedience. We have heard experiences from Dadis that in her whole life, never ever Mama said no to Baba for anything. No matter what Baba will ask, Mama will definitely do it, because Mama had this 100% faith. This is God speaking. And she had that God consciousness in her all the time, not just at the time of listening to Murli. I will share you one experience I heard from Dadis. One day, Brahma Baba called her and said to her, look, you have to prepare a kalpa tree picture, 6x4, big size, with embroidery. Baba wants it to be done by this time. Mama said, Ji haan. The sisters together with Mama, they were a bit shocked. How can this be possible? Because embroidery and such a picture, and in 2 days. So after that, they came to Mama and said, Mama, you have committed yourself to get it done. How it is possible? You know what Mama said? Mama said, God is asking me to do this, which means that it is already done. Because God is truth. Who is God? Truth. And when God, truth is telling me, it is already done. Only God is giving me opportunity to create my fortune. And practically, the picture was done according to the time, and it was handed over to Baba. So what inspiration you take from this is, whatever teachings we hear from Baba's Murlis, Baba's knowledge, it is God speaking. And God is truth. And it is already done. So I don't need to doubt about it. That really touched me very much. So I was really inspired. And the second thing, once I remember, Mama used to teach people about the karma philosophy. You must always make sure that you don't create more karma, even by simple actions. So once Dadi Janki was sharing with us, Mama was visiting Pune, and Mama was, after morning class, Mama was going to the next neighbor's place to visit them. So, Mama never called Janki as Janaki. She always addressed Janki, I am going to the neighbor's place. I will come. Why are you telling me? Because you are the master. You don't need to tell me that you are going, because then Mama explained, look, if I go without telling you, and if you are looking for me, and you are searching for me, as much time you are thinking about me, searching for me, that much karmic account I will create. It will be a burden for me. So if I have told you, then you don't have to think. So this is again another inspiration I took from Mama's life, that, we should really make sure that we don't disconnect the intellect of others from remembering Baba, because we make the mistake of going somewhere without telling, because we are creating karmic accounts. Because, after being in foreign countries, staying with foreign sisters, they are quite independent, isn't it? So this teachings has helped me a lot, because many times they used to go away without telling me, and I have been thinking about them. So this Mama's teachings helped me a lot, so that we are able to lessen our karmic accounts. And another incident, I remember Ramesh Bhai and Nirvar Bhai was sharing in their experience, which is very interesting. Once they were going in a taxi, in a car in Bombay, on a main street. And when you are going on the main street, you see so many posters and hoardings. So suddenly they saw something very beautiful in one of the posters, where the water was dropping and then with going back like this. So they were talking to each other. It will be so nice, if we can create a picture like this in our exhibition to show the cycle. And then both of them, then very excited, asked Mama, did you see that picture while we were driving? Mama's answer made them frozen. Mama said, for Mama, all these things doesn't exist. What Mama meant was that she will see and not see. So Nirvar Bhai was sharing, they were totally frozen. looking at the stage of mama and their stage. So what lesson we learn from this is that see and don't see. Because Baba has taught us the lesson, whatever you see with these eyes, it is going to be destroyed. Nothing is going to remain. This is another interesting lesson that we learn from Mama. See, Mama was Kumari. How come Baba made her Mama? Baba saw the motherly qualities in her. She was an embodiment of introversion, incarnation of maturity, ocean of accommodation. People would trust Mama. They did not have any hesitation to reveal certain confidential things because Mama's heart was as big as the ocean. She will accommodate, she will merge everything in such a way as if nothing happened. And so, because of that reason, Baba was able to make her Mama of the Yagya because she had that motherly quality. Once somebody was sharing this experience with Mama, that how Mama used to teach souls not by scolding, not by pointing out their mistake, but by forgiving and having mercy for them. So once what happened was, as a few sisters were having dinner, they were all seated on the dining table, and one sister was bringing, in her hand some hot drinks, in a kettle or something. Somehow or the other, it dropped. The whole thing collapsed. So immediately Mama saw that situation. And, if you were in that situation as a senior, you will start scolding. Don't you see properly? Why are you dropping like this? You always do like this. Something like that we will start saying. Mama was so sweet. Mama said to her, did you get hurt? Did you get burnt? Come and sit here. So she gave so much love and so much consolation, did not make her feel guilty at all. Of course, after the day has passed, then Mama sat with her nicely, with lot of love, told her how things should be done. So this is another lesson that I learned when we are dealing with people, when they make a mistake, don't tell them off on the face. So one thing is they are already guilty that they have made a mistake. On the top of that, if the seniors will scold them in front of others, they will lose even more self-respect and they will lose confidence. So we should be motherly. What will a mother do if a child does a mistake? The mother will forgive the child and give her love so that the child will correct itself. This is something very interesting that we need to put it into our life. Another great inspiration I took from Mama since I came to knowledge. I did not meet Mama, but I heard, from Dadi Hriday Pushpa, with whom I lived for a few years, that Mama in 1936 itself, from the beginning, she used to wake up at 2 o'clock and meditate for few hours, a deep, deep meditation, lost in love. And since I came to Gyan, this was a great inspiration for me. I always used to think that I should wake up Amrit Vela before anyone else like Mama and sit in deep meditation. Until today, 52 years since I'm in knowledge, I have been practicing that, getting up at 2:30, sit in meditation, deep meditation, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I enjoy this and I thank Mama for this inspiration. One time, of course, dadis and they are all like gopis, right? They will play with mama, baba, laugh, dance, and but mama was happy, always cheerful. Mama never laughed loudly, like giggling. And once what happened, there was a badminton. They used to play games, badminton games. So one side used to be mama side and one side used to be baba's side. So of course, mama constantly had the awareness that I am with baba. But other sisters used to forget when they are playing. So sometimes the ball, baba would lose the ball. And then all the other sisters will clap and say, oh, baba lost it. Quickly, mama would say like this, do you know with whom are you playing? God. You can't say that. So that means even while playing game, even in that mundane activities, Mama never ever forgot that it was God with whom she was playing. So there was no kind of carelessness at all at any time. So this is what we have heard, that in the yajna, no matter at any time, Mama was always punctual and always regular. Mama never ever came to class late, even for one day. That's another inspiration I have taken for myself. And I maintain that up until today. I always like punctuality and I always like regularity, because mama followed the discipline so she could inspire others to be punctual. And Brahma Baba also liked punctuality, not just regular. A good student means the one is regular and punctual. And mama was always interested in Murli. She would pay so much of attention to the Murli. During those days, I heard, when they came to Karachi, Baba was not giving official Murli like today. Baba would wake up at 2 o'clock and write 10 pages, and then Mama and Baba, they used to stay separately. So Baba would send the notes to Mama. Mama would read and then explain that so beautifully, as if, like a children are fed the food in their mouth. So Mama's churning power was so deep. So once I think somebody asked Mama, what effort you make? Because Mama never looked like she makes any effort. When we all make efforts, say we are introvert, we are practicing silence, we look a little bit serious and sometimes even sick also. People are scared to talk to us because we look serious, because we are observing silence. And people dare to come near us because they think maybe we don't like to talk. Mama was not at all like that. So Mama was so natural that her effort was also natural and also incognito. She did not make any show. And she always said that, if you make a show of the effort that you are making, you lose 50% of the result that you are going to get in the future. So that is something I have learned from Mama, to make natural efforts. Not like today I'm keeping attention and tomorrow I become, little bit slack and loose. And then I have to make effort to come back. So that is why Mama was an example. I think Mama always had this slogan, whatever actions I perform, others will copy and do the same. Another inspiration I took from Mama's story was how to keep the balance between defamation and praise. Sometimes Baba would come to the class And suddenly Baba would, say whatever he has in mind. So one day Baba said in the class, in front of everyone, to Mama, Mama, what is Yagya Mata doing here? There are bags and bags of weeds. It is getting spoiled. Nobody is to look after it. Actually, it was not Mama's duty. It was the duty of somebody else, department heads. So Mama's face was totally same, no change, not get affected. Why Baba is saying it in front of everyone. Then next morning, Baba comes into the class and praises Mama like anything. Wow, Mama's Murli. Even Baba is very thirsty to hear every word of Mama's Murli. Mama's Murli is so sweet. So he will praise Mama like anything. But Mama's face is the same. No, there was no change, did not blame anyone. So we have to learn that lesson from Mama's life also. Today somebody may blame you, tomorrow the same person may praise you, or the same person who praised you today. So tomorrow you may get blamed. It's okay. I should maintain equanimity. Because, because I am praised, I should not get puffed up. Because I was defamed, I don't go into depression. So this is one of the sign of coming close to the stage of perfection. So that is what I heard, And another lesson Mama taught us as a mother is never ever cry. Never ever cry. Mama never cried in her life. Especially mothers and Kumaris and sisters. We have the tap very already open. For every little thing, the tap will open, crying starts, So Mama used to say that if you cry, you lose your power. A lot of power is lost, and people lose trust in you, and you lose confidence in yourself. So Mama used to really underline sisters and Kumaris, even if someone leave the body also. As Baba says, Amma mare to bhi halwa khana, Bibi mare to bhi halwa khana. What it means that don't cry. Mama never cried. But then you may ask the question, what about having tears in Baba's remembrance? Is that wrong? So that is not called tears of sorrow. That is called pearls of love, Anand Bashp. So one time somebody asked Mama, Mama, tell me how much do you love Baba? The answer Mama gave? Mama said, go and look at my pillow at night. Mama was so much lost in Baba's love, the tears of love used to wet the pillow. It's not crying. That is why Baba says when that drop, Dadi Janki also has taught us, she says that your eyes should never be dry. It should be wet. The pearls of love can come up to here, but it shouldn't fall off. Which means that your eyes become like a mirror to show the one whom you love. One incident I remember about Mama being a Shakti. I don't know whether you remember the Hapur case. There was one case in a place called Hapur in India, where people were really against the Brahma Kumaris and they want to throw away Brahma Kumaris from that place. And seeing the situation, the sisters who were there told Baba, Baba, should we close the center and come back? Baba said, no. Baba is going to send Mama. So Baba sent Mama to that place which was totally very hot with opposition. People were really angry with the principals and all that. So Mama went, and then of course Mama went to that place. She settled down, and then in the evening she was sitting in her room in meditation. And by this time, this opposition party people came with sticks and loud noise. Where is Om Radhe? Where is this Brahma Kumari? We want to see. So they broke the door and then they went inside. So when they saw Mama sitting there, Mama did not say anything, deep meditation. They also went and sat there. All the violence, all the sound, anger, everything finished. You know, just like they say in front of Kali, they sacrificed the goat and the sheep. They all surrendered in front of Mama's yoga power. And then quietly they went off, did not do anything. When they came outside, people were very anxious. What did you see? What did Om Radhe say? What did you do that? They said, no. If you want to know who is a Brahma Kumari, you must go and meet Om Radhe. You know? So that is the kind of experience Mama gave, because she had the balance of love and power. You know, power does not mean violence, but because she had the balance of love and power in her yoga stage, so the power of her yoga vibration quietened them. So they cannot commit any more violence. So this is how Baba used to, send Mama to a few places like that, wherever there is violence. I don't know whether you know another story about Mama's obedience. Mama's obedience, how Mama used to say yes to everything. You know, once there was a party that has come to Madhuban, and they were taking leave. They were all in the courtyard. Mama was also there. Baba was also there. Suddenly, Brahma Baba had the thought, oh, Mama, can you go and make some sabudana halwa? I want to feed this party. Mama said, Ji Baba, and she went to kitchen to make the halwa. And now the time was up, they had to leave. And so they took leave from Baba, and then they went to the back door, and Baba already waved the white handkerchief, and they were on their way. And here people were going up and down. Mama, why did you accept Baba making halwa when you know that they are all leaving? Mama did not say a word. Mama continued to make halwa. So finally they went and sat in the bus already. So then Mama's halwa was ready. She brought and gave it to Baba. Baba, halwa is ready. But the group has gone. So there was one brother. During that time, there was no car or anything, He said, bicycle. He said, okay, I will take it in the bicycle. So he started to ride the bicycle faster, faster. And when he went to the bus station, the bus was just leaving, turning like this. And he waved, and made the bus stop. And then handed over this box of halwa. And all of them were in tears. Wow. Mama made the halwa according to Baba's instruction, the bhavna, and it reached the people whom it was supposed to. Mama was able to understand the bhavna in Baba's heart. Any direction Baba would give, she would understand the bhavna, not just bhasha. This is what I learned, and this is what Dadi Janki has taught me, particularly for me, I feel. Many times Dadi would say something to me, Meera, go and make a photocopy of this paper. I would give excuse. I say, the photocopy machine is already closed. So Dadi used to pull my ears and say, we never answered like this to Brahma Baba, you know. Whether it is night or day, when Baba said he wants that to be done, it will be done. So since then, I have learned this lesson to understand the bhavana behind the language spoken by the seniors. This is how Mama won the heart of Baba. No, she never ever said no to Baba. Always jihan, no matter how difficult the situation may be, but no question. So this is the inspiration I must take to understand the bhavna of the seniors, you know, not just the language. Then I am able to come close to their sanskaras, match my sanskaras with their sanskaras. And a couple of teachings from Mama's life, I wrote it down especially so that I don't forget it. 5 main teachings that I took from Mama's practical life. One is Mama said, always consider your every breath as the last breath. Do whatever you want, do it now. Don't procrastinate. Second thing, Mama always believed hukum mein hukum chala rahe hain. You know, it's God's direction that is making me move forward. So that is why Mama always said Haji. And very interesting thing Mama said, even if you don't make a mistake, and suppose somebody will tell you, you made this mistake, don't try to justify it. Accept that teachings given, don't reject, accept the teachings given with dignity so that it will be helpful for you in the future. So that is also a beautiful lesson to remember. And of course, she always said, don't be afraid of those who have hot temper, and don't suppress those who have a gentle nature. And very interesting thing about effort, Mama used to say, what is the definition of effort? Not to repeat the same mistake twice. We are all allowed to make mistake once. And if I make the same mistake next time, that is not effort. And also, you know, we remember the last days of Mama, when Mama was told that, you know, she has cancer. And when the doctor said she's going to survive only for a few months, how Mama took it. Mama was never ever shocked. Mama's state of mind was balanced. So they say that in the hospital, Mama was lying on the bed and her Brahmani was sitting by her side. But Mama's face was glowing, cheerful, knowing that, you know, she will not be in the body too long. But her Brahmani was very worried, sad. So when the doctors came, they got confused. Who is the patient here? Mama is the patient, but she never looked like a patient. You know, because see, they did not think too much about the sickness. The intellect was totally surrendered to Baba, and Baba's surgeon was looking after. So this is something we should always remember. Karmatit stage does not mean that you will become karmatit after you leave the body. But Mama demonstrated practically she was in the karmatit stage when she was in the hospital, when she was in Madhuban the last day. What is karmatit stage means? You know, while settling your karmic account, you are creating the fortune of many souls. So when you are creating the fortune of many souls, inspiring them, So you are not settling. Actually, you are accumulating your fortune. And just imagine when somebody is accumulating fortune like that, will they be happy or sad? And how did they inspire people to create their fortune? Because even though they had pain in the body, no sorrow was experienced on the face. That is karmati state. That is called changing karma bhog into karma yoga. So that is what inspires many other souls. So the last few months, Mama was in the body, but even then, Mama never missed Amrit Vela. Mama heard the Murli every day. And until the last day, Mama served each one by sharing grapes, by giving drishti until the last day. So that means she was totally detached from the body, while being in the body. So this is what Baba would like us to do, like dadis, not to think that we become karmatit when we leave our body. We have to attain karmati stage while in the body so that people can see and know what it means. And also, very interesting thing, somebody has shared with me Mama's experience, 5 important ingredients for a successful life. 5 important ingredients for a successful life. One is, while listening to the Murli, you should be alert that Maya does not interfere between you and Baba. Why Mama said this is because, when Baba speaks, the versions comes from Baba's mouth and it has to reach your ears. So by that time, if you have attention not there, so Maya can snatch away some of the versions from Baba. So that is why Mama's advice was that you must have total focus, concentration while listening to the Murli. Second, very interesting ingredient for a successful life is our life should be like an open card, not like a closed envelope. Inside one, outside one. Open card means inside, outside, transparent. And third, always Haji. Even if whatever task is entrusted to you by Baba, don't decline immediately saying, no, I don't know to do that. So that means you have lost your fortune for all time. If you don't know to do it, ask the person who told you to do it, show me how to do it. Then it becomes easy, you will learn. And then no matter what situations you are in, have maturity and mercy and don't create an issue out of a situation. In other words, what Mama used to say, don't make the mountain into a molehill. Make a molehill, don't make a molehill into a mountain, but mountain into a molehill, as if nothing has happened. And also, if you want to get help from Baba, don't take on the responsibility of life on yourself by acting according to the dictates of your minds. If you follow Srimad at every step, then Baba will be responsible and he will help you at every step. So Mama had this knowledge of drama so pakka in her life. Nothing new, we have to make practice too. But Mama, it was natural. Whatever happens, it is just nothing new. So that is why Mama's stage was always unshakable, immovable, and stable. So I think as we celebrate this year's 24th June, Mama's Day, So let us keep some of these lessons and some of these inspirations and practice them in our life to show to the world who was my mother. Huh? Because they say daughter shows mother, son shows father. And so even though people have not seen who Jagadamba was, but through our practical life, I'm sure we will be able to reveal Mama Baba to the world. So of course, there is a lot of things to be shared, but I will put a pause here so we can have a few minutes of meditation together to honor Mama. You know, this is something really wonderful I am observing. This year, 2020, in this COVID year, Mama is being honored all over the world in the cyber world. I have never seen in my spiritual life such an honor given to Mama as it is happening this year. Everywhere the echo in Brahmin family, Brahmin world is Mama, Mama, Mama. So it's very interesting that how that awakening has come within the Brahmin family about our ancestor souls. You know, we should know who are those ancestor souls who have laid such a strong foundation of the yajna that our yajna is continuing even after 84 years. You know, and so it's an honor to honor Mama. And the real honoring is actually to become like her so that others can copy and become like Mama themselves. So I thank Sister Ranjan and the family in Delos for giving me this opportunity to share a few, because there are so many things that has touched my life. But these are some of the highlights I feel that has made my life what it is today. Even though I have not met Mama, but I feel like I have been sustained by her. Thank you so much.
Yes, Miraben, and that is very true. Even though we haven't met Mama, but whatever we are learning and practicing and become embodiment of her teachings and her example, being an example for us, it is very important. I see you since many years, and I have seen you how you are practicing this Mama's qualities as you have mentioned, and I really appreciate, and we all appreciate you coming with us and sharing this important practical teachings of Mama that we need to really reveal our mother and father. So I also feel that this year has been given to us to be more practical, experience all deep things and practice what Mama and Baba practiced, and really become embodiment of the teachings of Shri Baba. So very detailed information and inspirations and learning from Mama you shared with us. So we all really appreciate. So thank you very much. Is there any question that we can, anyone?
Yes, if there is anyone want to have any question, no problem.
Does anyone have any question for Miraben?
Anything. No questions.
No question. If you have time, Miraben, you can share a couple of more things that you have. A lot of treasure, you said. So
So we can have some meditation to honor Mama.
okay.
Commentary. Yeah, I will give a short commentary, and let us all fly to the Saturn region and be with Mama and Baba. and, and empower ourselves to prepare to face the challenges in our world.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. I allow my body to sit comfortably. I turn my mind within. I become aware of my confluenceated life, my elevated, fortunate life as a Brahmin. I am the most elevated Brahmin soul in this confluence age. I am the most fortunate soul, a special soul chosen by God Himself. I, the soul, my life has become as valuable as a diamond since I have recognized my true identity, who am I, and my true relationship with God, the Supreme. This true awareness of myself as a soul has opened up my third eye of wisdom. Now, through this eye of wisdom, I can see myself. I can see the three aspects of time. I can travel the three worlds. I have become the master of my mind, intellect, and sanskaras. I can come into the body or go beyond the body at my will. Now, in 1 second, I detach myself from this body and I see myself flying like a point of light, moving beyond the full of this planet, moving beyond this physical world into the dimension of gold, into the dimension of white light, silvery white light. I am in the subtle region. I see myself in the body of light, surrounded by the silvery white light. In this subtle region, I see Bapdada in his angelic form, with his arms open, beckoning me. Come, child. In 1 second, I come closer to Baba and I am embraced by Baba and I am lost. Baba. I am experiencing such immense love through Baba's drishti. I become one. This object meeting with Baba is so precious. Leaving my costume of angelic dress in the subtle region, I, the point of light, I move beyond into the golden red light soul world. I am in my home, a point of light surrounded by the golden red light. In this home of silence, I am pulled by one special light, like a magnet. I am connected to Shiv Baba, the source of light. Baba, the supreme light, like the sun of knowledge, is showering so much light. Rays of light filled with light. That I am lost in the ocean of light. I am lost in the love of Baba. I, the soul, I am lost in God's light. God's peace, God's forgiveness. And this light of God filled with might is cleansing the deep-rooted rubbish from within. And I feel totally cleansed. I have returned to my eternal, original nature of purity, peace, and power. I stay connected with Baba. Enjoy this meeting with the Supreme. I am totally empowered, energized. Baba has prepared me, made me Shiva Shakti to face the challenges. Now slowly, I, the soul, I return this corporeal world, and I see myself in this corporeal body, filled with God's light, mind. I am light. I am peace. I am love. I repeat these qualities out. Oh, Shanti. 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 Thank you.
Om Shanti. We will keep all the inspirations and learning in our heart, and continue to remember and practice this, and celebrate our month of June in Mama's remembrance. And of course, Miraben, thank you very much for sharing these inspirations for us. And thank you all. Everyone, translators, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you so much for
Thank you.
being with us. Miraben, thank you.
Thank you, sister. Om Shanti.
Everyone can say Miraben.
Om Shanti.
Bye.
Om Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you, Miraben. Thank you so
Om
much.
Shanti, sister. Thank you.
Thank
Good night, everybody.
Om Shanti.
When lockdown is open, Miraben, you have to come to our retreat